Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another video. It's time for another speed build, and this time I built a Mediterranean themed build on a 40 by 30 lot in Willow Creek. Originally I planned to build this in Oasis Springs, but then I really liked this lot and I haven't built on this lot for the longest time, so I just built it here and I think it turned out quite dreamy. And there's a lot of stuff going on. It's such a colorful, happy build. And it's autumn, and you guys know that it's my favorite season, but for some reason I felt like building something that is kind of summer themed. There will be many autumn builds soon, but this was kind of super refreshing because there are so many autumn builds at the moment. I have also been working on something, and this was just a breeze of fresh air, kind of. Really summery, really happy. And I used the method for the rounded decks that I have shown you in my most recent tutorial. So if you're interested in making something like this yourself, just check out the tutorial playlist. You can find it down below in the description box. And I decided to have some round sections on both sides, and then I also used the round base game object. It's a fountain to create a completely round pool section. This idea is by ninemileshigh. You can also find it in the tutorial that I just mentioned, and in this tutorial you can also find the gallery link to ninemileshigh gallery. So I used this object, and originally I wanted to create some type of hot tub, but then I connected the pool with the rest of the pool, so it's just one area. But the Sims can enter it and they can swim in it. I just wanted to create this type of pool where you have a main pool in the center and then you have some type of hot tub on the side in a round shape, this kind of thing. So it's completely summer themed. There's a lot of stuff that you can do on the outside. You can have a swim, you can have a barbecue party. I used many palm trees and the landscaping was a lot of fun. Once again, I also used many debug objects. These are part of the new environment objects that we got a while ago. I always say new because we got them way after we got access to the debug menu, but this, I don't know, we got them a couple of months ago. But these are the environment objects, and if you want to use them, these little flower beds that I just placed, for example, you just have to enter the cheat bb.show-live-edit objects, and then you can access them. Just type in word into the search bar and you can filter for base game if you want to quickly find these flower beds. I wanted to create some round shapes in the back. You guys know that I love this, and because I already used the round pool decks and the round pool, I felt like it would just make sense to use even more round shape. There are many different levels because the main part of the house and the round pool decks are a piece of foundation that is technically floating, but there's a very small gap in between the lawn and the foundation, so you don't see that it's actually floating. This is also why I used some stairs so your Sims can actually step on these foundation sections, and this way it's completely functional. It was kind of confusing at first to make it work because I really had to make sure that no path is blocked and that the Sims would be able to access any area here, and that they are also able to walk to the back so they don't have to take a swim through the pool all the time. But it's completely functional. And as the eye catcher in the back for the house itself, I used the mosquito stuff pack windows. They are round, and when you combine them you have a beautiful round shape, but I couldn't center them. They would have been off center, so I had to place another window in the center. I think that this is actually a base game window and it fits perfectly. So if you should ever run into this problem, just like I did here, just leave a gap in between the two round mosquito stuff pack windows and place this window in the center. As you can see here, it works perfectly fine. And here I'm starting to work on this area that is right in front of the door. So I wanted to have a bar there, so when the Sims leave the house and they want to spend some time in the garden, there's a wonderful bar. And also if you have some type of party on the outside, it's just perfect. And then I started to work on the trellis. The trellis has the same shape as the deck underneath, and I simply used a spandrel for this. So if you use a round foundation piece, just like I have done here for the deck, you can apply some trellis and you have the same shape above it. I then used a very small fence to fill in the spaces so it looks like trellis, and I really had to make sure where to place them because I didn't want the fence to go over the edge of the trellis basically, or the spandrel. And I just filled in the whole area, and this led to a quite unique and interesting shape in my opinion. I also applied freezes to the outside, as you will see, I used the Get Famous one for this. It's completely white, very plain, not too big. I love this. Here you can see it. I just wish we had a brown wood kind of swatch for this. It's my favorite frieze of all time, and it would just be amazing. But, well, maybe one day in another pack when they kind of reuse it and just use a different color, this would be amazing. I know that it's kind of annoying when stuff gets recycled, so to speak, but I really want this frieze in a different swatch, so in this case I really hope they're going for it. And here I reworked the shape at the top. I felt like the house looked kind of too plain, so I added a couple of dormers and all that, and I reworked the whole shape. I used some base game plants in front of the windows. I wanted to use some pink because it's just so colorful and so happy, and the whole build almost looks tropical now that I think about it. The water that I used, the watercolor, is part of Get Together, I think, and it's my favorite watercolor for pools ever because it makes everything look so fun and tropical and just so inviting. I want to jump right in. It just amazing. And then I expanded the house a little bit more, and this is just some type of really fancy weird sunroom. I used the Realm of Magic doorways for this, and on the inside there will just be a couple of chairs and a plant and stuff so the Sims can hang out there. So it's almost part of the garden, even though there's a roof on top and they're protected from weather, but it's completely open with doorways going all around, so technically it's just some type of really fancy weird sunroom, I guess you could say. Also, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there are new rumors regarding a Sims 4 University expansion pack. It's apparently supposed to be called Discover University, and originally this was leaked a couple of weeks ago by a Target employee, and now there are more hints that this might actually be true because other retailers have already listed it. And the cat is out of the bag apparently. Kind of the same happened with Island Living even before Island Living was officially announced, which happened at EA Play, so it was a big thing. There was a live stream and they announced Island Living, which was super amazing. But the cat was out of the bag as well at this point because some retailers had listed the pack and we all knew what was coming and it was correct. And I assume that the same will be the case here because it turned out to be true with Island Living and it's the same kind of thing now. So apparently it's going to be released on November 15. Again, it's just rumors at this point and some leaks. So of course there's a small chance that it doesn't turn out to be true, but in my opinion, and after all that has happened with Island Living and retailers listing it and all that, in my opinion it will happen. So I am going to mark my calendar for November 15, and there will be many university themed builds on this channel. I know that you guys are so excited for this pack. It's probably the most anticipated pack ever. People are so excited for this, and I'm really curious what kind of style it's going to be, the building style, the objects, what I could build with this and all that. I'm really excited for this, so of course I'm going to create lots of university themed stuff for you guys when it's out. So I'm really excited for this and I hope that it's true. I've mentioned before that this is not really a pack that I'm holding my breath for, but I know that you guys are super excited, and also I just love new stuff. As you guys know, I don't use any CC, so whenever there's any type of new pack, there's always something fun and exciting that I like to use for building. So I'm just excited. I just want some new content, to be honest. I know that we already received quite a lot of content this year, but I just want something fresh and fun. During the last couple of months I dealt with builder's block on and off. This is just the way it goes when you are building a lot. Any builder knows this. Any simmer who likes to build knows this. It just happens. But I was kind of stuck in this for the longest time. Now I feel very inspired again, and I have worked on a lot of builds for you guys that I'm going to release, but it was kind of difficult, and this is exactly when you need something fresh and fun, and I'm just excited for some fresh content again, some new excitement, some new objects to build with, and I just can't wait to see the pack and what's going to happen. I'm also really excited regarding the gameplay aspects. Personally, I don't play, I just build most of the time, but there was a lot of valid constructive criticism regarding the last packs, especially Island Living, because with a expansion pack you just expect a lot, and Island Living didn't really feel like an expansion pack after all because there was a lot of stuff missing really. and I'm just really curious what's going to happen with the university, because as I said, it's one of the most anticipated packs in the community ever. I think that the hype is even stronger than before Cats and Dogs and Seasons. People kind of moved on to university. At first everyone demanded Seasons and Cats and Dogs and all that, and now it's university, but the hype feels very, very strong, and I hope that they really put a lot of love into this and that the gameplay aspect is also right in this case. I don't know, but we will see. I just hope that it turns out to be fun and good, and that we can all enjoy it together. I hope that it's not a letdown, but we will see what's going to happen. And here I'm working on the interior. I wanted the interior to be as rustic and Mediterranean as the exterior, so I used a lot of wood, just a color palette that fits into the whole theme, so it doesn't look as fun and tropical and colorful as the exterior, but it's a very classic traditional interior. I mean, look at these tiles and the floor. The wood floor, I mean, is part of Jungle Adventure. It's my favorite wood floor ever. Whenever I'm using a dark wood floor, I really like to use this one. And the tiles are also part of Jungle Adventure, so they go very well together, and I can totally recommend them. My favorite wood floor ever, and I just made it look very rustic and very homey. And the house has 4 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, so it's actually quite big, and one of the bedrooms has 2 beds inside, so some twins or siblings could sleep inside that room. So there are 2 traditional kids rooms and 2 regular bedrooms for grown-ups, basically. So it's a very spacious family home, even though it's just a 40 by 30 lot. I know that this is quite big for many simmers, and some people don't like to build on these big lots, but for me it's actually quite small. I really enjoy to build on 50 by 50 lots or 40 by 40, so 40 by 30 is not that big in my opinion. I also want to say thank you so much for all of your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. I'm just so happy anytime I read some comments of you. Recently I've been a bit busy, so it sometimes takes me a couple of days to get back to all comments, and then I just take a look at them all and reply to them. So I'm really sorry for the delay, but this is going to change now, and I'm happy to be kind of fully back. I mean, I was never gone, but I think some people who have been around for a while know what I'm talking about. And this is one of the bedrooms. The bedroom is located where I placed the round windows, as you can clearly see here. So it's in the center in the back with a lovely view of the garden and the pool. This is the master bedroom, and actually many of these bedrooms are en suites. I think 3 of them are en suites and only 1 isn't an en suite. So this means that 3 of the 4 bedrooms are connected to a bathroom, which is super amazing, because when your Sims are waking up in the morning, you don't have to let them walk through the whole house, and they can just get ready and go to the bathroom very quickly, take a shower and all that. I know that many people enjoy having en suites in the Sims, and I, for a change, wanted to include a lot of them here. So all these rooms are also quite rustic. I really prefer a modern style most of the time, especially for interiors, so it's kind of difficult for me to translate this very Mediterranean rustic style to the interior, but I did my best here, and I hope that you really enjoy how it turned out. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you think of this build. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye!